Have you ever stopped to think about the humble gas station? We see them everywhere, on almost every corner. We pull in, fill up, and drive off without a second thought. But these everyday landmarks are feats of engineering, with a fascinating history that completely changed the way we live and travel. Today, we're going deep into the hidden world of the gas station, from its explosive beginnings to the high-tech systems that fuel our world. So, let's rewind the clock. Picture the early 1900s. Cars are a new, exciting invention, but they have one major problem. Refueling is a messy, inconvenient, and often dangerous affair. Early motorists had to buy gasoline in cans from pharmacies, blacksmith shops, or general stores. It was inefficient and, frankly, a bit sketchy. You'd have to lug these heavy cans around and pour the fuel yourself, hoping you didn't spill any. Then, in 1913, everything changed. The Gulf Oil Company opened the very first purpose-built drive-in gas station in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. This wasn't just a place that sold gas. It was a concept. It was a dedicated facility designed specifically for refueling automobiles. For the first time, drivers could pull off the road, have an attendant fill their tank from a curbside pump, and be on their way in minutes. It was revolutionary. This single innovation unlocked the true potential of the automobile, transforming it from a rich person's toy into a tool for the masses. The age of the road trip had begun. The idea caught on like wildfire, as cars like the Ford Model T rolled off the assembly lines and into the hands of average Americans. The demand for fuel skyrocketed. The number of gas stations exploded across the country. By 1929, there were over 150,000 of them dotted along America's growing network of roads. These weren't just refueling spots. They became symbols of freedom and mobility. They were outposts of civilization on lonely highways, promising adventure just around the next bend. The landscape of the nation was literally being reshaped by the needs of the automobile. But this rapid expansion came with a serious, fiery problem. Early gas stations were incredibly dangerous. They stored thousands of gallons of highly flammable gasoline in above-ground tanks, often right next to busy roads and buildings. The pumps were manually operated, and spills were common. One stray spark from a passing car or a carelessly tossed cigarette could, and often did, lead to catastrophic explosions and fires. Newspapers from the era are filled with stories of gas stations going up in flames. It became clear that for the gas station to have a future, it needed to be re-engineered from the ground up, with safety as the #1 priority. The first major safety innovation was a game-changer, moving the storage tanks underground. This simple but brilliant idea dramatically reduced the risk of fire. By burying the massive tanks in concrete vaults under the station, they were protected from ignition sources, vehicle impacts, and the elements. This single change made gas stations significantly safer and is a standard practice that we still rely on today. Engineers also redesigned the pumps themselves. They introduced automatic shut-off nozzles that stop the flow of gasoline once your tank is full, preventing dangerous spills and overfills. They developed vapor recovery systems that capture the harmful gasoline fumes released during refueling, protecting both the environment and our health. Every component, from the hoses to the emergency shutoff buttons, was meticulously designed and tested to minimize risk. Gulf Oil, the pioneer of the first station, continued to innovate. They introduced the idea of a dedicated fueling island with multiple pumps, covered by a canopy. This allowed several cars to refuel at once, protected from the rain or sun, dramatically increasing efficiency. This design was so effective that it became the blueprint for the modern gas station we see everywhere today. The drive-through layout, the overhead canopy, the multiple pumps, it all started with a focus on making the process faster, safer, and more convenient for the driver. So, let's look at a modern gas station. It's a complex, highly regulated system. Underneath the concrete, you have a network of double-walled tanks and pipes, all equipped with sophisticated sensors. These sensors constantly monitor for leaks, pressure changes, and water contamination. If the system detects even the slightest anomaly, a pinhole leak, for instance, can trigger an alarm and even automatically shut down the affected pump or tank to prevent a spill. Think about the logistics. The United States alone has over 168,000 gas stations, and together they pump out a staggering 3 billion gallons of fuel every single day. That's an incredible amount of liquid being moved safely and efficiently. This entire operation relies on a vast, unseen network of refineries, pipelines, and tanker trucks, all working in perfect sync to ensure that when you pull up to the pump, the fuel is there. The journey of that gasoline, from deep underground crude oil to your car's tank, is an engineering marvel in itself, and the innovation hasn't stopped. Today, gas stations are evolving again. Many are incorporating EV charging stations, preparing for the next shift in transportation. They've become sophisticated retail hubs, offering everything from fresh coffee and food to banking services. The simple fueling stop of 1913 has transformed into a one-stop shop for the modern traveler. The next time you fill up your tank, take a moment to appreciate the incredible engineering hidden just beneath your feet. From the first risky curbside pump to the high-tech sensor-filled systems of today, the gas station is a testament to over a century of ingenuity and problem-solving. It's a silent engine of our modern world, a masterpiece of everyday engineering that we all too often take for granted. It's a story of how a simple idea not only fueled our cars but also fueled the growth of nations and the dreams of generations. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey into the hidden engineering of the gas station. If you found this as fascinating as I do, please hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the engineering that shapes our world. Let me know in the comments what everyday object you'd like me to explore next. Until then, stay curious.